The Joe Rogan Experience.
I'm excited for the fight card next week in Anaheim because the cards, I don't know if you agree with this, the cards up to this point have been dog shit. The main events have been good, but other than that, they've been dog shit. But I think they're doing it on purpose. Fights. There's so many. The main events have been great. Other than that, been awful cards.
What else
so then
was
Anaheim
this
is going to be amazing.
Weekend? What else? Who else fought this past weekend?
I looked at the card. I went, I don't know what to tell you.
What was the other fights in the undercard? There were some good fights in the
Jim
undercard.
Miller, Diego
Jim Miller
Sanchez.
and Clay Guida was wild. Jim Miller and Clay Guida was fucking wild. That was wild. But in terms of like title implications, yeah, this is the big one this weekend because this weekend you got Yoel Romero
next weekend
versus Paulo Costa.
Next weekend. Yeah.
Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa, which is best body contest of all time.
First team all diamies.
Yeah, amazing fight too. I mean, Costa is just on a fucking rampage.
I bet the Golden Snitch is just like, fellas.
Yeah.
Fellas, you know the deal.
Yoel is the freak of all freaks. You know, I mean, he is the freak.
Costa's no punk either with that body.
No, both of them. Both of them are beasts. That's an amazing fight.
Then you got Stipe DC, which to me is so interesting. You know what? It wasn't that interesting to me till I came on here a few months ago and you were talking about it. And I'm like, that is a really good fucking fight because if you go back and watch the first fight with Stipe and DC wasn't dominating and then clipped him. You know, and Stipe's had time. Stipe's a motherfucker. Like, that's a really good fight, man. Well, I don't like the long layoff for Stipe, but it's a good fight. I don't like it.
The reason why I like it is he was coming off of that fucking crazy war with Francis Ngannou where he took some big shots, particularly in the first round.
How impressive is that now that we know what Francis is capable of?
Yeah, Francis knocks everybody dead. And Stipe is the only guy not to just to survive Francis, but to beat him. He figured it out like a champion, got him to the ground, you know, neutralized all his weapons and beat him.
I think Francis for Stipe would be different this time. I think Francis has made leaps and bound improvements to his grappling and confidence, and he's not so rock star, reckless lifestyle, and his ego's in check. Like you sit and talk to him, like, oh fuck, this guy's tuned in, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's look, and he knows what's at stake now with Daniel. You know, and Daniel knows too. I mean, Daniel's treating it like he's about to fight the greatest heavyweight of all time. You know, that's his approach. I mean, that's what he said to me behind the scenes. And but he just thinks he's better in every way, and he thinks he's going to beat him again. And Stipe thinks he just got clipped with that one punch. If he doesn't get clipped with that one punch, he wins that fight.
You know what? I'll take both arguments. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's see what happens, man.
Who the fuck knows? Yeah.
It's such a great fight.
It's an amazing, amazing fight. And then you got Pettis versus Nate Diaz.
That's at 170, right?
Yeah. Well,
that's interesting.
Look, Nate doesn't want to cut any weight, and Pettis just knocked out Wonder Boy, so he's like, fuck it. Let's do this.
Pettis' last fight was against Tony Ferguson, right?
Wonder Boy.
Was it Wonder Boy?
Yeah, knocked out Wonder Boy. Tony Ferguson was before that.
Oh, you're
Tony
right.
Ferguson was at 55.
That's right.
And Pettis' first fight at 70. I mean, look, man, when you've been starving yourself, you get to 45 and 55, and then finally you fight at 170 and you knock Wonder Boy out with a Superman punch. You got to think, hey, maybe this is my weight class.
And the only question with Nate Diaz, and I would assume Anthony Pettis is the favorite because Nate Diaz hadn't fought in a hot fucking second.
I don't think he is the favorite. I bet Nate's the favorite.
I bet Anthony Pettis is the favorite.
Yeah, let's check. Let's check in terms of.
You think Diaz would be the favorite in that?
Yeah.
I don't think so, dude. With the leg kicks from Anthony Pettis?
Well, I think gambling. Right?
Oh, I think Pettis is the favorite.
Okay, maybe you might think Pettis is the favorite in terms of the way you view the fight.
Yeah.
But when you think about favorites depend upon who's betting for who. And I think there's going to be a shit ton of people betting on Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz has an army behind him.
Yeah.
They put money
he's
down.
He's a huge star. He's one of the least. He's like the worst promoted superstar.
Him and his brother. They could have made
giant
stars. My favorite.
Minus 125. Minus 125.
Pettis.
Nate's even money and Pettis is minus 130.
Okay.
Yeah.
As of today.
We'll see what happens.
It's just because of the layoff. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I bet the money. You're probably right. The money, because Nate Diaz is so famous. The money's gonna go his way.
What else is on the card? Pull the rest of the card up so we can see the rest of the card because it's a great card. Even on top of that, what else we got here?
Boy, Derek Brunson's fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little dicey after those top three, but I feel you.
But there's probably more in the ESPN card. Let's see what else you got with the ESPN card. Yeah.
Oh, my boy Corey Sandahagen. I'm telling you,
versus
man.
a Sunsao.
That's a great for him. That's he beats him. See, to me, when I talk about guys who are gatekeepers, I don't believe in the term gatekeeper. We're like, oh, you get to top 10, the guy's in the twilight of his career. To me, gatekeeper is you beat him, you get title shot.
Yeah.
Asansel's that guy. If you beat him, you got to fight one or the champ, number
Yeah.
one or champ, and that's where Sandahagen's right at.